So when we talk about God reflected in you, you reflected in God, that's just so much like God's character,
Yes.
right? Of like, God is not reckless with the things that God gives.
Ever.
Not reckless. And that's why sometimes we don't get the things we want. Because if we got it, that would be reckless of God.
You got to be okay when he says not right now,
Yeah.
because you're too reckless to be able to handle what I need you to handle. So you need to grow.
Or you're around some reckless people.
Which
or in
one?
a chaotic environment.
Exactly.
And it ain't going to do what it needs to do. So it's got to be some other movements happening.
Absolutely.
Before the thing.
Absolutely.
Before the things.
And one thing I make sure, I'm always going to be a woman of my word. It's important to me, especially being a woman, especially when you are leading.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know your bottom line. You have to be clear. You have to set the boundaries. I'm always going to be intentional.
Yeah.
And transparent and honest. But I do that with grace. I don't do that in a way that is reckless where I'm tearing you down.
Yeah.
We're going to sit and we're going to have that conversation. And there's a way to do it with empathy.
Mm-hmm.
When someone's
With
trying
love.
to work through something with love. That's just it, because that's what God would want me to do. So the more I sit with him, and as I continue to move through, I know that I'm getting better and better at it, and I'm ready for whatever else he's going to give me, especially right now because people are hurting at deep soul levels. And I'm going to keep it a buck right now. People are playing around with all this, oh, I'm a consultant and I'm a coach. So we got to be careful of that too. Because now you playing with the souls of people.
Mm.
And that to me can end up being reckless just for you to get some likes, just for you to get some money. And I'm never going to sell my bottom line. I always tell people, no one can ever pay me what I'm worth because I'm valuable. So no matter what, but don't disrespect me with my money now. That's a different.
Right.
But I'm not doing all this work based off of what you think I deserve. It's bigger when I do it this way.
Because the assignment didn't come from you.
No, it didn't.
It came from him.
It came from him. That part. Yeah. How do you see yourself in God, or how do you see God in you?
Yeah. For a long time, I didn't. I had to do a lot of unpacking and decolonizing of the image of God, the iconography that was presented of and about God before I could even see myself in God. Being a Black queer man, that ain't white Jesus. That ain't long bearded God on some throne with some gold. And I think the time where the experience where I really would say that I started to find God for myself and myself in God. I was a junior in high school. I've been a church kid. I always say I came out saved. I never had to accept the Lord as my savior. Like that just was a thing. I got baptized because I wanted to take communion at church. And before you could take communion, you had to be baptized. Okay. So I was like, well, let me get baptized. I mean, ain't nothing gonna change. I believe in it. I'm doing this. That was at the age of 7.
About that, you how old?
About 7. So not in that way of like finding God. But I went to this camp at Duke University, offered by their School of Theology, their divinity school. It was 2 weeks, and they were identifying, talented youth across the country and essentially discipling them to use their gifts and their talents for the glory of God in their lives. And I wanted to go to a STEM program. We couldn't afford the STEM program. And the DYA, it's called Duke Youth Academy for Christian Formation, was free. And it was for 2 weeks, all expenses paid. You just had to get the flight. So my mom was like, we can't afford this, but you can still go to Duke. You can still study there. You can spend 2 weeks instead of 1 week. Hey, you interested? I'm like, well, sure, I want to go. It was there I got really in touch with Jesus Christ on the cross. And understanding that the promise of glory, maybe, but that there was a promise of suffering attached to my faith. That there was a cross that I would have to be willing to pick up,
Right.
and carry and fall under and have to pick up again. It might need some help before I'm crucified.
All that in the 2 weeks.
In the 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks, I also, they really got at you.
Clearly.
It was like no phones. It was an intensive. I mean, and these were theologians.
Right.
It was an immersive. It was a whole thing. It was incredible. But it was a lot. I also transformed my end game to my faith. I got rid of the end game. When I went there, I thought that I was following Jesus and that my salvation was for my future glory. That I was doing all that I was doing so that I didn't go to hell. So that I could have my place in heaven. So I could get my mansion and my gold toilet and my honey and my milk and the streets paved with gold, right? Like that's the gold star. Because that's what I had been taught. That's what I heard. That's what I thought. And it was there. Somebody was like, so that may happen, may not happen. We don't know, but that's not the why. And I'm like, wait, what you mean? Salvation ain't the why? They're like, I mean, yeah, maybe, but the salvation is for here and it's for us and how we do this thing that we do together. Right, like this is a call, a responsibility. The phrase that remember your baptism. When you were baptized, you died,
Right.
and you were resurrected with Him. But you were resurrected with Him, not necessarily to reign, but maybe to suffer. And God may tell you that you need to be poor. God may send you to the mission field. God may, like some of this other stuff that you thinking is God and this glitz and this glamour, like, no, that's glitz and glamour. But God, that baptism, that following the life of Jesus Christ might call you to front lines of a movement where your life is in danger. And for the first time, I had to, I feel like I gave my life to God in a way that I had not known was required before. And so
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Transformed.
But I went there seeking.
You did. You was open.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I was staying after. I was asking questions. I was
going to ask you.
There was one woman who was working on PhD around queer stuff, and I was like, "Am I going to hell if I'm gay?" You know, I was like, really, I was dealing, and I'm like, well, there's some answers here. There's some stuff that I've never heard before. That I've never been around before, right? Like I need to figure some stuff out before I go because I am devout. and I want to please him. And I took a vow of poverty. I said, God, you know how much I want a nice house. You know how important it is. I want to be comfortable. I want to eat what I want to eat. But if I have to live in a commune to please you, I'll do it. I went there thinking I was going to be a neuroscientist. I left saying I got to be a civil rights attorney. Right? Because I'm like, wait, this isn't for me. This isn't about me. Like, there's something else I got to do. It was some stuff that was happening.
Right.
And I realized like this glory punishment dichotomy of like, you either going to heaven or you going to hell, and you work for one or the other. Completely gone, of like, don't worry about hell and don't worry about heaven. Worry about here.
Right.
Remember your baptism. That you don't belong to you no more. And so whatever is required, and it will be to meet a need, whatever will be required. That's the call of your faith.